Hello everyone. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about general methods for determination of order of a reaction. There are number of methods for determining the order of a reaction. The following methods are commonly used. First is integration method. In this method, the initial concentration of reactants and concentration of one of the product is measured by some suitable method. Then any one of the following methods is used for determination of order of a reaction. First is substitution method. In this method, the initial concentration, which is denoted by A naught or C naught, and the concentration of reactant A or Ct is noted at different intervals of time. These values are substituted in the integrated rate equations of 0 first and second order. Then the rate equation which gives the constant value of K decides the order of a reaction. For example, consider a reaction A gives product P. The rate law expression for this reaction is given by R is equal to K concentration of A raised power X, where X is the order of a reaction and K is the rate constant. Let us take an example to find the order of a reaction. If at t is equal to 0, 10, 20 and 30 seconds, the concentration of A or Ct is 0.571, 0.468, 0.354 and 0.289 respectively. The initial concentration of reactant is 0.571, which is at t is equal to 0. On applying the integrated rate equation at time for 0 first and second order, it has been found that the rate of value of rate constant comes out to be constant for first order reaction. What happens in this substitution method? Here we consider a reaction where A gives product P. At the start of the reaction, when time is equal to 0, suppose its concentration is 0.571. At 10 seconds, its concentration becomes 0.468. At 20 seconds, suppose the reactant concentration becomes 0.354 and at 30 seconds, suppose its concentration becomes 0.289. See here that with increasing time, the concentration of reactant going on decreasing because when reaction takes place, the reactants gets converted into product and the concentration of product going on increasing and concentration of reactant going on decreasing with increasing time. So now put these values of concentration for different time in 0 first and second order reactions to find the rate constant. That equation which gives the constant value of K decides the order of a reaction. For example, for zero order reaction, the rate equation is given by this relation where T is the time, A naught is initial concentration and A is the concentration at time T. For time T is equal to 0, put here 0, A 0.571 and initial concentration 0.571. For time t is equal to 0, initial and final concentration both are same. So the value of rate constant comes equals to 0. Now put the value of concentration for time t is equal to 10 second. Here put 10, here 0.468 and here initial concentration 0.571. Initial concentration for every case is 0.571 because it is the concentration at t is equal to 0. So then for 20 and 30 seconds put the values of these concentrations and calculate the rate constant. Similarly for first order action, here put the time t is equal to 0, 10, 20 and 30 seconds and concentrations for 0, 10, 20 and 30 seconds and calculate the rate constant. Similarly for second order reaction. That rate equation which gives the constant value of K gives the order of a reaction. And in this case, we find that by using this data, the value of rate constant comes out to be constant, that is 0.02 per second for first order reaction. This means that the reaction is of first order and its rate law expression is now given by R is equal to K concentration of A raised power 1, because for first order reaction X is 1. So its rate expression become R is equal to K concentration of A raised power 1. Second method comes under the integration method is graphical method. This method is used when there is only one reactant. In this method, appropriate function of concentration is plotted against time. A straight line will be obtained only for the case in which appropriate integrated equation has been used. If we plot a graph between concentration versus time, we get a straight line having a negative slope equals to minus k and intercept a naught. This means that it is a zero order reaction. Because for zero order reaction, the integrated rate equation is given by this relation, and this is a straight line equation. If we plot a graph between concentration versus t, here this is a negative slope having the value k and intercept a naught. So for concentration versus T graph having negative slope means that it is a zero order reaction. If we have a plot between log of concentration versus time having a negative slope equals to minus k by 2.303 and intercept log of a naught, then this means that it is a first order reaction because it fit well into the integrated rate equation for first order reaction. Similarly, for if we have a plot between 1 by concentration versus t and we get a straight line having a positive slope equals to k and intercept 1 by a naught, this means that it is a second order reaction. So by using the graph we can determine the order of a reaction, that is whether it is a zero order, first order or second order. Second method is half-life period method, which is also called fractional change method. Half-life period is the time during which the concentration of reactant is reduced to half of its initial value. Or we can say that at half-life is the time at which half of the reaction gets completed. This is T1 by 2 is the half-life and A is the initial concentration. For zero order reaction, half-life is directly proportional to the initial concentration. For first order reaction, half-life is independent of initial concentration. And for second order reaction, it is inversely proportional to the initial concentration. In general, for nth order reaction, half-life is proportional to 1 upon A and minus 1. For example, for zero order reaction, put n is equal to 0. Here 0 minus 1, a becomes a raised power minus 1. Uh, at numerator it becomes a raised power 1. So half-life becomes directly proportional to the a. For first order reaction, put n is equal to 1 here. So in place of n, put 1, 1 minus 1, 0. So half-life is independent of initial concentration. Similarly, for second order reaction, put n is equal to 2. Here it becomes a raised power 1, and so half-life is inversely proportional to the initial concentration for second order reaction. For two different initial concentration A1 and A2, we may write this is half-life for 1 having concentration A1 and this is half-life by 2 having the concentration A2. Now divide equation 2 by 3, we get half-life for first divided by 2 and this. Now taking logarithm on both of the sides, we get this is the log of m by n. So we know that log of m by n is equal to log of m minus n. So it becomes log of half-life 1 minus log of half-life 2 is equal to, apply log to this side also, and this becomes log of m raised power n. So and log of m raised power n is equal to n log m. Here n is equal to n minus 1. So n minus 1 log of, this is log of m by n, so it becomes log of m minus n, means log of a2 minus log of a1. Now on solving this, we get n is equal to 1 plus log of half-life 1 minus log of half-life 2 upon log a2 minus a1. Substituting the values of initial concentrations a1 and a2 and half-life for two different experiments, we can calculate the half-life period. We can calculate the order of a reaction. Thanks.